I really feel like I haven't talked about the Celtics as much as I should this season, and they've won their past 3 games, so I figure now is better than ever. And I figured the Nets would be a good opponent for them, considering how well they've played during this playoff push, and how well D'Angelo Russell has been playing. Unfortunately, the Nets are missing some key pieces, and they're coming off the second game of a back-to-back, so this wasn't the closest game. But that doesn't mean there's still not a lot to talk about. But before I get into my thoughts on this game, let's talk about the numbers. Final score of the game was 118-95, with Boston taking the win. For the Celtics, Kyrie Irving had 17 points, 2 rebounds, and 6 assists. Jason Tatum had 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. And Al Horford had 12 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. As a team, the Celtics shot 50% from the field, 37% behind the three-point line, and 83% from the free throw line. Moving on to the Nets, Rodin Skaruks had 24 points, Spencer Dinwiddie had 15 points, and Kenneth Faried had 13 points and 12 rebounds. As a team, the Nets shot 40% from the field, 26% from behind the three-point line, and 90% from the free throw line. Alright, so let's start off by talking about the Celtics. And one of the biggest things for them this game was how well they played in transition. Tonight was a huge turnover night for the Nets, and the Celtics definitely took advantage, scoring 24 fast break points. It's one of the reasons the Celtics were able to take control so early in this game. Another reason the Celtics were able to get ahead fairly quickly is because they played such smothering defense. And that's to be expected of the Celtics. They're a top 5 defense in the NBA. But it was definitely noticeable how difficult the Celtics made it for the Nets to get the ball inside, and how much pressure they were applying to them at all times. Although I should mention that they didn't come out with that intensity, and the Nets actually hit 4 threes in a row early in the game because of it. And then later in the game, the Nets were actually able to cut the lead down to around 5, and there I also felt like the Celtics took their foot off the gas pedal just a bit. And that's really my only criticism for them this game. I'd like to see them be more consistent with effort, and really I'm just nitpicking. Another huge reason the Celtics won this game, and possibly even the biggest, is because they moved the ball so well. They had 37 assists tonight, and for reference, the league average is 24, and the Celtics average is 26. I mean, part of the reason they were able to do this was because the Nets defense was so awful tonight, but it's still impressive. But that's all I really need to say about the Celtics, and probably all you really need to know. So let's move on to the Nets. And the biggest issue by far for Brooklyn tonight was their turnovers. They had 23, which is an insane number in general, but what's probably worse is that so many of them were preventable if the Nets just slowed down and tried to play a little bit more under control. There were a lot of bad passes that just flew straight out of bounds, and you really don't have a chance of beating the Celtics if you're going to play like that. Another issue the Nets had this game was poor shot selection. They definitely seemed more willing to settle for an easy shot that worked for a hard one, and they really struggled to get the ball inside. I think if you watch this game, it's pretty easy to notice how much better their offense looked when they did try to get those looks in the interior. On the positive side of things for the Nets, I think their bench unit played really well for them, and that's especially good news considering they're missing a few key pieces. And another positive thing that I saw from the Nets is that they did really well on the offensive glass, although they could have did better at converting those second opportunities. The last thing I want to say is that I was really impressed by the Nets rookie, Rodin Skaruks. I think they may have gotten a steal there, and I think once his body fills out a bit more, he'll be a really good player. But that's honestly all I had to say about this game. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave me a like. If you enjoy NBA content and never want to miss a video, make sure you turn on notifications and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys next time.